Hello there, my name is Rachel, looking to talk about animation, and today we talk about the season finale of Ultraman. Again, that supposedly last season was the season finale. Now, this time it's the season finale. Okay, this finale season was okay. That's the best to describe because it wasn't bad, it wasn't amazing, it was just well executed. I mean, my opinion, I feel you didn't need 12 episodes to tell the final season story. That I feel they needed to be 10 because there are times I feel the whole fight scene was sort of padded out to tell the grand story. But besides that, it was enjoyable. I mean, I did like Seiji as the main character to understand what is being Ultraman, what is justice, what reason to protect people, and understand his point of view because he is basically the new Ultraman with the other Ultraman people, including Rita, that she now became the new Ultra woman that helps him later on. But once again, it's sort of developing Seiji's sort of story that he was sort of framed for a murder, not just a murder, a fact framed that he been basically losing control of his new abilities, that he going to the next level. But the only problem is he lose control because losing control, someone inside the organization SSP is sort of eliminating, leaking video, and telling information about his losing his power, not his power, his sort of control of power, and they want that sort of kind of see that doubt that the people, instead of being proud of Ultraman, to more complain and believe he's sort of a monster, the person who actually is completely useless. And that is sort of interesting because it is well executed. That I feel they went an extra two step just to sort of convince the audience, even though it's sort of a stretch sometimes. But all of that, I feel it just interesting. That the question is, are you fighting for just because, or you fight it because you think it's the right thing? And I like how Seiji trying to understand who he is and what, because the last two seasons is all about him and his team, each team member figuring out what is justice, what is their responsibility, and how far they should go for it. Especially Seiji, that he sort of died himself, his dad supposedly died, that he's freaking out, losing control, uses his anger, understanding what his reason why, and his father attempted to point in direction, but a little bit more. The main villain point of view is too much power to one creature is too much because they can lose their sight of justice. They can easily be corrupted because they think it's the only way, but there be other ways. That's why the villains want to take him down, and that is sort of interesting because Seiji tell honestly, I think this is the right way. Even I could be wrong. I would probably trip in the right direction. It depends how many times I have failed. And that is interesting because they're really trying to understand why you think you're doing the right thing. If you do mistakes, you can still pick yourself up and keep going. But the question is, why? Yeah, like if they trying to repeat that same question to all different characters and asking them if this is the right way, if it is worth fighting from the people that easily portrayed you because they have a seed of doubt. It's still worth protecting. And that actually goes down even more kind of psychological, that even each person has a different point of view. In the very end, they will not stop protecting. Even they hate them or like them, that's not the job. The job is protecting them because you chose the job. And that is sort of interesting because that sort of seeded doubt, you're not sure, can actually does mess with you with your own mission. You have like that sort of interesting kind of a point of view to see what Seichi would do, especially his hardcore fan like Reina, who wants to help him, trying to understand him, trying to defend his honor. And that's sort of interesting until you find out Reina also is a Ultra woman, and that's sort of interesting. But because the story is more focused on Seiji than Reina, she could kind of get like a backseat story now, where that she doesn't really get fully develop what she do becoming the new Ultra woman. but because enough space, you can understand how she feels. I mean, the last two seasons, she was also building, trying to protect Ultraman honor, but I love that she does have her own doubts, understanding who she is, how she influenced Seiji, how Seiji influenced Reina, and that's sort of interesting, especially the whole team understanding what they must do. They cannot have doubt, especially if they were 100% sure Seiji wasn't a murderer. Is that you don't have proof, even there is an own home they got kind of screwed over. They cannot prove. There's a lot a lot of questionable things happening that it feels sort of, yeah, I believe him, but without proof, we cannot abuse our power to pretend it didn't happen. Even we are 100% sure Seiji did not do it. And that is sort of interesting because it's just sort of kind of weird how they did it. I mean, it's believable, but at the same time, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, you should believe him, but at the same time, the people will not believe him because they have the seated doubt. So they cannot pretend it didn't happen. Even they are 100% sure it wasn't Seiji. That was sort of interesting, sort of. But once again, I feel the pacing of this story will be much stronger. It wasn't 12 episodes. I said it before, maybe 10, maybe 9, just to make it more efficient, so can redense and stop stretching the story. But besides that, there was a sort of a mystery. Who was the one who pulling the strings? It's basically the head honcho of SSP, who he said at the very beginning he didn't lie. He won destroy Ultraman to the first episode to now. It's the only difference is he did it a very unique way. I think that's why a lot of people like Ultraman. It's sort of the unique way of the villains attempted to take down Ultraman and their point of views. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the cast and everything. I feel this season was strong. I mean, was it strong in the last season? Well, I think season 1 is stronger than both seasons, but season 3 was still satisfying, even that I feel they sort of stretched it. But besides that, I did enjoy the twists and turns. Even that sort of kind of cliche that I feel that sort of were kind of panning out. But besides that, it was enjoyable. I did enjoy the fight scene. I did enjoy the sort of search in yourself what is right. It was well executed. Should be better. They should done better. Yes, but once again, it's not a lot of complaining. It's more enjoyment. All of that, I really can't say much because some of the plot twist, the mystery, who what they did to Seiji, trying to convince he was him with the murderer, it was okay. It wasn't that deep, interesting mystery, but once again, it was well executed enough. I did enjoy. I can't really complain that much. I got nothing else actually to say. In fact, how you feel about this season 3? You enjoy it? Do you hate it? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.